Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a fun video. I'm going to start a series on my channel called Can Glitter Fix It. And this is my first piece I'm going to be testing this out on. This piece, oh my gosh, I've tried and tried to make this piece look good, and this is the third time I've poured on it, and it's just not turning out any of the times I've tried. So stick around, we're going to see if we can make a miracle happen with this piece. So what I'm going to do is take this little cheapo brush, I think I got it from the dollar store with one of my kids' paint sets, and some Mod Podge, and I'm going to use that as my glue. So what you're going to want to do is pour a little bit of Mod Podge into a different container. You don't want to keep dipping your brush back into the container there. And once you do that, just pick up a spot where you want to start painting. I picked the center spot over to the left, and I'm just going to make basically like a half circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just, you know, it's kind of geode inspired, and geodes aren't perfect, so it doesn't matter if you don't have a perfect line with the Mod Podge. It'll work out. So I'm done with this little section, and it's, you know, not perfect. You can see the brush strokes, but that doesn't matter because we're going to put glitter on it. And I just tried to kind of follow the natural lines that were already on the painting. Now I'm going to go in with this bronze glitter. I got it from the dollar store. It was in a bunch of, there was a pack of like 10 different colors in it, and I'm going to sprinkle that on top of the Mod Podge. So after this step, I do apologize. I didn't film where I put the rest of my bronzy gold glitter, but you can see here I went with my Mod Podge and I just painted a big long line going across the piece, and then I broke it off into a V shape, and then I painted each of the corners with the Mod Podge and then sprinkled glitter on top of that. And then you're going to want to go in with a clean brush, or you could even use a Q-tip or a paper towel if you wanted to, and brush off any of the extra glitter. I wanted to add another little section of glitter, so I'm going back in with my Mod Podge. I'm going to pour it into the cap. I didn't do that the first time. This time I learned my lesson. And I'm just going to make kind of like an upside down V shape over here in the corner. And then I'm going to go back in with my bronze glitter and sprinkle that all over the Mod Podge. Now I'm just going to tap off the excess on a little paper plate over here and save that for later. Then I'm going to go back in with my brush and brush off any of the excess, but being very careful because that Mod Podge is still wet. Now I'm going to go in with my Elmer's glue and just make some lines where I want to add my red glitter. So I started here in the middle of my little circle. That's going to be where I put my stones for my geode, and then I'm going to go all along the other different V shapes and lines that I made. Now I'm going to go in with my red glitter and sprinkle that on top of the Elmer's glue, and that was just the regular school glue, not the Elmer's glue all. It was just school glue. Now I'm just taking a different plate and tapping off the excess red glitter so I can save that for later too. And then back in with your brush to brush off any of the excess glitter. This is what it's looking like so far, nice and sparkly. I wanted to add another line of red right here, so I just went back in with my Elmer's glue, and I went a little bit wobbly on this one. You don't want these lines perfectly straight because geodes aren't perfect, so it's okay if your line's a little bit wonky. I had some air bubbles come out on this line, so I had to go in with my toothpick and kind of try to pop those bubbles. It took me forever. Now back in with the red glitter. And then tap off the excess and wipe away any extra glitter with your little paintbrush. And that's all the glitter I'm going to add, so now we're ready for resin. So I waited 24 hours before I applied my resin, and this is the Stone Coat Countertops art coat, and that's a 1-to-1 ratio. I mixed it up for 3 minutes, and I'm just adding a little bit on top, and I'm going to go in and spread it out with my gloved hand. I'm just going over it, make sure there's no dry spots that I could feel with my finger, just trying to get a nice even coat all over the glitter. Now I'm going in with my little clear stones and adding those by hand here on the half circle area. And I probably could have just poured these all on, but I did it one by one. And I got these little stones off of Amazon. I can link them below. I wanted to add a tiny bit more clear on top there just to make sure those stones were set in place. This is what it looks like about 48 hours later. I'm going to go in with my Posca pens now and add some gold highlights. You have to be sure to shake them up, and if you've never used them before like this one, you just have to shake it up and then press the tip down a few times to bring the paint to the end of the pen. And I did that. That's why I'm working on this paper bag here, so I could try to practice drawing some lines if my pens weren't working. And I'm just going around the edge here of the stones and drawing a gold line. Now I'm going in and drawing a second line, almost right next to the first line that I drew. But I left a little bit of space, I wasn't sure how I was going to go with this yet, but I left a little bit of space just in case you wanted to see the painting pop through. Now I'm going to go around all the other glitter areas and outline those as well. So I'm just following the lines of the glitter that are already there. I'm just putting my pen right up next to it and drawing the line. Pretty easy. And this is what it's looking like so far. See, I outlined all the glitter areas. I'm kind of showing you now what I'm doing next. I'm just adding an extra gold line to the gold line that I made around the glitter. So I'm just following the line that I just made, making a little bit of a space in between the two of them. I found with the thicker tip Posca pens that they work better if you kind of do small brush strokes like you're painting with a paintbrush. Do you guys spy my toddler's little head right here? She's over here trying to help me. So just follow along the line that you already made and just make your second line. Try to make them the same size if you can. Here's what it looks like after the second set of lines. Now I'm just going to make a third line following the natural pattern of the lines that we already have, and then we'll color the line that we just made in to make a thick gold line. I started to run out of space over here in this section, so I made my line a little bit smaller, so it's okay if you have to do that. It's no big deal. And this is what it's looking like. Now I'm going in and I'm going to color that line, those two lines that we just made in to make one thick gold line. See, all the lines are colored in now. Now I'm going in with my fine tip Posca pen, and I'm going to make 2 fine lines outside of the bold gold line that we just made. And I'm still following the pattern of what we've already made, just going along the lines that we already have. It's up to you what you want your piece to look like too. There's certain spots on here where it was kind of tight, so I just added 1 of these gold fine lines, but mostly all over the painting I did 2 of the fine lines outside of the gold bold line that we made. With the fine tip Posca pen, it's easiest to use if you can do a straight line without breaking it. With the thicker ones, they work better like a paintbrush, but with the fine tip ones, it's best to not lift your pen off of your surface if you can. Now I'm just going back in and filling in any spots that I see where it needs a little bit more gold Posca pen, and I'm just tapping it on there nice and lightly and just coloring it in. And this is what it's looking like out in the natural sunlight. I think I'm going to call this one done. I like it. It's a pretty neat experiment. The glitter really gave it a nice touch. I think we can say glitter did fix it. I think I'm going to have some more videos in this series and make a playlist on my channel. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.